So the Oscars were this week, and one of the most talked about looks was Dakota Johnson on the red carpet with that beautiful red lip and soft brown smoky eye. So today I'm going to show you how to replicate that look because it's such a simple, easy, glamorous look to wear. And if you didn't want to do such a bold statement lip, you could do the same kind of soft brown smoky eye with any lip color. So let's get started. I have foundation and concealer already on and a little bit of powder. So we're going to start with blush, and I'm going to do two colors. The first is just a soft pink, almost a peachy pink, and I'm going to do that just on the apples of my cheek to give a little bit of color, a little definition. We still want the look to be soft. It was more about her glowing skin and a hint of color rather than really prominent cheeks. So we have that blush, and then I'm taking a more neutral shade underneath just to give a really subtle contour, blending that color in, but keeping it below the cheekbone and blending up a little bit. And this is something you can do along your nose, along your jawline, up even into the hairline as well, just for really subtle contour. Next, I want to use a little bit of a liquid highlighter. She had a really fresh, dewy complexion. So this is called Le Blanc, and you can paint it on. I'm going to do just a little bit down the nose and then under the eye to kind of brighten. Just blending a little bit in, and then on the tops of the cheekbones as well. I love this product because you can put it on after foundation like I'm doing or beforehand to kind of brighten underneath the makeup. It makes it a really subtle way to wear it. So then on to eyes, the fun part. I'm going to use a dark brown eyeliner. It's like a chocolate brown. And she had a lot of color underneath her eye, but very soft. So we're going to do under and on top with the liner, but we're going to blend it out with an eyeshadow brush to make it just a very sheer wash of color. And I'm keeping it on the outer portion of my eye, not all the way in on the bottom or the top. So now that that little bit is on there, partway across and underneath, I'm going to take just a small eyeshadow brush with nothing on it and smudge over the areas where I've applied the pencil. So this just keeps it really soft. It almost looks like a wash of eyeshadow now, but because it is a pencil, it will be more long wearing. So we'll just keep blending that. And her look too had a bit of an elongated shape, so you can actually blend up as you're doing your makeup to kind of give that illusion, almost a cat eye elongated look without it being like that liquid liner 60s look. This is just blending with the shadow up and out to extend it. So then on the main lid, I'm going to do just a really soft, almost like a champagne-y gold that has a little bit of sheen to it. So we'll do that wash of color up to the brows. So you can just pat it on and then blend it out. I'm using a very kind of soft, fluffy brush, so it really blends it and doesn't put on a strong amount of color. She had a beautiful bit of sheen, so I'm using that same color on the inner part of the eye, just that inner corner, and a little bit underneath on the inner corner. So there's just a little bit of shimmer without a strong look. So that same soft, fluffy brush, I'm now going to go into kind of medium brown. Again, it has a little bit of a sheen. Her eyes weren't very matte, and you can see I'm just going more on the outer corner of the eye and bringing it up a little bit, and then we'll go a little bit into that crease. And for this look, we're kind of going above the crease. We're not going lower. So out and then up above the crease. So again, just starting in the outer corner, that's where you want the strongest amount of color to be, so that's where I'm starting. And then kind of blending what's left on the brush up above the crease. So not all the way up to the eyebrows, but you don't want just a thin little amount of color. That's why a fluffy brush works well too, because it's spreading out the color well. And then I'm going back in with that first smaller brush and a much darker brown, and we're going to go just on the outer corners because most of her look was on the outer portion of her eye and close to her lashes. So you can see I'm going to bring that from the out to about halfway in and underneath and then elongating up. So it's just a dark brown. For this you could do a matte or a shimmer. This palette all is like a satin finish, so it has just a little bit of a sheen to it. So underneath and along the top and extending up. And then I'm going back to that blending brush and we'll just blend the whole look together. Just some sweeping back and forth movements, sweeping up and out, so there's no harsh lines. So that's the basic eye, but we're going to do mascara. She had beautiful full lashes, and I think she had false lashes, but just in the center. So when we curl our eyelashes, we're going to curl straight ahead, give a couple pumps, and go up. So we get a really long lash. Like you can see the difference already between the two eyes of which one's curled. The lashes look longer and the eye looks a little brighter and more open. So we're going to curl both lashes, give a good squeeze, and keep going up. So that's one of the greatest tips, to just keep going up because it really helps with the curl and makes your lashes look the longest possible. So I'm going to use a volumizing mascara to really get in there and give a really thick, luscious look. A little bit of a wiggle at the bottom and then sweep up. And for this, you really want to keep going straight. You don't want to brush your lashes to the side. That definitely works with the cat eye effect, but if you want to copy what she did, it was much more up and more, it gave a rounder, more open shape to the eye as opposed to that sleeker cat eye version. And I'm just doing extra coats in the center because that's where I think she had the false lashes, so we'll kind of cheat that look with just the mascara. If you wanted to do a false lash at home, I would suggest the little individual lashes and just putting 2 or 3 as a little cluster in the center. So just keep that up and concentrating on the center. And then if you do get any mascara kind of up on that eyelid, just go back with your blending brush and sweep across, and it just wipes it free and kind of blends it into the darker shadow. So if you get a few little nicks, it's no biggie. Just kind of sweep it in with your eyeshadow. And then onto brow. So she also had bangs down, which really draw attention to your brows and your eyes. So with a smokier look, you can't forget about your brows. You need them to help frame the look. So this is just a regular brown pencil. You always want to match to your natural hair, and just short little strokes. I find it's usually best to start with the bottom, really get your good definition, and then you can go back and fill in the rest of your brow. But especially with the way her hair is with the bangs down, you're seeing the bottom first. So you can kind of trace that in, and then when you brush everything together, it just fills everything in nicely. And it just gives a little more oomph. So same thing with this eye. We're going to go along the bottom in short little strokes following the shape, and then go on to the rest of the brow, and then just brush everything in together. Perfect. So now on to her lips. Beautiful red lips. I'm going to start with a lip pencil. I find wearing red, that's the best way to go because you don't have to worry about touching your lips all the time, and a lip pencil really stays put well. So hydrate your lips first. I already have a lip balm on so it could really sink in. And then you're going to want to trace the full line of your lip and then color it in a little bit as well. So just tracing that on. And just short strokes. You don't need to draw one perfect sweeping line. That's really hard to do. So short little strokes lets you get a much more true shape. So if you see on your bottom lip, she has a really pouty full bottom lip, you can kind of curl it up and get right in there, almost under your natural lip line, and that will help give that illusion of a fuller pouty lip, and no one's kind of going to be able to tell. On the top, when you overdraw, it can be a little obvious sometimes, but underneath, it's a great way to get a little extra fullness. Okay, so now the outline's done. Just lightly color it in. And that gives a really great base for your lipstick to stick to. So now on to lips. There's a few options you could choose from. I really feel like you just need to do the best red for your skin tone. She had a gorgeous red dress, and the lip color worked with the dress color, worked with her skin tone. It was perfect. I'm choosing a bit of a pinky red. It's in a satin finish, so it's very long wearing. It's not dry looking. It has that little bit of a satiny sheen, like the eyes. And I'm just going to paint that on. I like a lip brush to apply red. I feel like you can be a lot more precise and have a lot more control. So you just use that brush to get a nice edge. And kind of go back and forth, check it, critique it. Q-tips are your best friend with a red lip. You don't need to get it perfect right away. I always think when you're doing a strong look, you want a red lip or like a strong eyeliner. Give yourself the extra 5 minutes of time so that you're not going to stress about it. Because a red lip, it does show, and that's why I find the pencil so helpful, because you can go back in and draw a nice, perfect edge. So that is it. That is the essence of her look. A really soft cheek. A peachy pink and apricot pink is really flattering on almost any skin tone, and it works with the red without competing with the red. Choose the right red for your skin tone, whether it's more of a coral, more orange, more like a blue red. That's something we can definitely help you with here at the store. And then for the eyes, just keeping it really soft and smoky. If you wanted a little more drama, you could always take that eyeliner and go back in. Just keeping it close to the lashes. Do both eyes here. But whenever you want to kind of go back in and add more oomph, start low. Keep it tight to the lashes, keep it to the outer corner, and that way when your eyes open, that's where you're seeing a little bit more of the drama anyway. And don't forget about your eyebrows. That's a really, I find, key piece to making everything seem really groomed and finished. So if you have any other questions about any of the makeup looks you saw in the Oscars or anytime, just tweet us, give us a call, leave a comment on Facebook. We're happy to do these looks and help you out. I hope you enjoyed it.